Lee Elder. Lee is one of the most influential people in golf, and one of the great rags to riches story, Lee. I mean, you were an orphan at age 9, one of 10 kids, and here you are, you carved out this great career in golf. Caddying was a way out for you, wasn't it?
Well, it was the only way for me. You know, at that time, back in those days, it wasn't anything else you could do. You know, in the 40s and 50s, what else could you do but go and caddy to try to advance to perhaps what you might have been thinking about a career in golf.
Right.
But I was not thinking about a career in golf. I was pretty much thinking more about survival.
Right. Okay, now I referred to him as one of the most influential people. I mean, you won 4 PGA Tour events, 8 times on the Champions Tour, and you are known, of course, as breaking the color barrier at the Masters. What does it mean now versus then, you breaking the color barrier at Augusta?
Well, it really, I think then it meant a lot, but I don't think it do now.
No?
You know, and I think, and the reason why I said do not do it is because, you know, all I have been, I have had so many other people that have honored me.
Yes.
The Masters have never honored me. The golf writers have honored me.
Right.
The city of Augusta have honored me. National organizations all over the country have honored me, and I've never been honored by the Augusta National Committee.
Now in '75, when you played Augusta for the first time, first African American to play, I read today that your news conference beforehand was 3 hours long.
Yes.
3 hours.
3 hours. And the reason why that, when I first arrived at Augusta, I went out and tried to play on Monday. And, you know, quite naturally, it was a newsworthy story.
Right.
All of the press
Right.
wanted individual
Right.
time,
right.
and it was pretty hard for me to do it. I went out on the golf course to try to play. They out on the golf course said, Lee, can I ask you this question? Can I do this? Can I do that? And I tried to practice and I couldn't. So I went to Cliff Roberts and I told him, I said, well, I feel that it's unfair. I cannot go out and really practice
Get ready,
to get ready like everybody else. So I said, can we talk about the possibility of you addressing the press and telling them to let me practice? We have a press conference on Tuesday, which was the first time that a non-winner had been able to hold a press conference there at Augusta, which we did. We started about 4 o'clock after I had practiced that day, and it got finished at 7 that night.
Wow.
We talked about a lot of things, a lot of the threatening letters that I had received, a lot of things that I had been involved in leading up to the Masters. See, because I had a whole year to go from the time I won in Pensacola back to the Masters, because it was a tournament that ran concurrently with the Masters.
Right.
So it was a situation to where they felt that I really had kind of ignored them because I had refused to talk to the press about some of the things that I had planned to do. If I was going to accept the invitation to
Right.
play at Augusta, I had not accepted that invitation yet, and I think I kept Cliff Roberts on the fence because he could not freely tell the press, yes, Lee Elder have accepted.
When did you accept? How soon before the Masters?
Well, it was about 2 months later.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did it feel like being there that week and playing there that week?
It was tough. It was tough because I could not really get comfortable. As a matter of fact, I stayed in 2 houses.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
2 houses?
Yeah, because I had received so many threatening phone calls and letters that they did not want me to be where they had access to me if I wanted to. I couldn't go out and have dinner at the clubs and things
Really?
around the country. Yeah, because they felt that it was going to be a threatening
Racist
situation.
threats.
Yes.
Wow. Now you integrated the 71 South African PGA. Gary
Yes.
Player brought you over
Yes.
there?
I
Well,
played
and at the heart of apartheid, what was that like?
Well, that was really frightening because I'd never been to South Africa because no other black had been out there. I had tried to play there on several occasions and he was refused. And Gary, being the ambassador that he is, really worked hard.
Right.
We worked over 6 months just to get a visa for me to go to South Africa.
Wow.
I had a good friend who was in the State Department, U.S. State Department.
Right.
And he said, Lee, let me say something to you. If you fly over all of the black African countries and go into South Africa, you're going to be ridiculed so badly. He said, so why don't we do this? Why don't we make you an honorary ambassador from the United States State Department? You go to all of these other African countries, give a one-day clinic, an exhibition, have a press conference, and the last one, and then go to South Africa.
That had to be heartwarming, huh?
Oh, very heartwarming. Almost every place that I went, you know, the advanced publicity was so great.
Yeah.
We started at Monrovia, Liberia, went to Accra, Ghana, even went to Kampala, Uganda, where Big Daddy was at. And man, I tell you, it was frightening there because, you know, you didn't know what to expect in Kampala. So, but we went there and then went from there to Nairobi, Kenya, and then into Lagos, Nigeria. And was accepted so well.
I'm going to go back to the year before you played Augusta. 74, I caddied the tour when I was a college kid that summer. And there were about close to 10 African-American guys playing the tour.
You better believe.
Now we have one.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 36 years later, we have one. Then we had 10, even close to a dozen, and so forth. What has happened?
You know, during that time, all you needed was $6,500 and was enough money for you to really put up for you to play for 6 months. A lot of them were able to raise that money and qualify to get their card and could come out and play. But to stay the long range, it was a little bit different. And what I mean by staying the long range, as more and more players began to come on the tour, things got tougher. These guys were trying to take care of families, trying to win enough money so that they could take care of their family and try to play the tour. You cannot do that unless you have someone that is really sponsoring you and have the money and the willingness to stay that time to go, that distance to go along with you, because it was so expensive even at that time.
Right.
I mean, you still had to spend I would say $2,000 to $3,000 a week. I mean, now it's so expensive, it's not even funny. And there's no way that they could get that type of money. I go to a lot of the colleges and I see a lot of minority kids that are capable of playing the tour and maybe qualifying for the tour, but they just do not have
Well, it takes what, $80,000 to $100,000 just expenses per year on tour, right?
Easily.
Hey, where are we now, golf's relationship with race? Where are we now?
Race is very, very good.
Yeah?
Really improved.
Okay.
And I think the reason why that is because of Tiger.
Yeah.
He have brought this mixture together.
What impact has he had on minority golf?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
It is so many more that have started to play because of him.
Right.
And it's so good. And you know, this image thing that he has right now, it's going to pass. He's going to get over it. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
But he has been so good for golf, for both races, for all of the races.
Yeah. Lee, thanks. It's a
My
pleasure.
pleasure,
Very
John.
good to see you.
Good
All
to
right.
see you.